When you know that you are queer, but your favorite drink is beer, that's gayish. You can bottom without stopping, but you can't stand going shopping, that's gayish. Oh, gayish, you're probably gayish. Well, life's just too short for narrow stereotypes, so it's gayish. We're also gayish. It's Gayish with Mike and Kyle.
Hello, everyone in the podcast universe. This is Gayish.
The podcast where once you poppers, you can't stoppers.
Popper, I barely know her. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz.
We're here to bridge the gap between sexuality and actuality. And today, Kyle, we're going to talk about Baby Let's Cruise. That's a great song. You got to add it to the list now.
What's it called? Okay, this is for future me. This is for no one else. What is the name and artist of that song?
It's Gwyneth Paltrow and Huey Lewis, I think.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
Yeah, it's called Cruisin'.
Okay. All right, I guess it's going on the list.
Great.
We're talking about cruises.
We're going to talk about cruises.
Yeah, not cruising, which is a very different topic that we've already covered.
Yeah, exactly. Go back and listen to that episode.
Yeah.
In whenever it was.
Whenever it's 60-something.
Episode 60-something?
Yeah.
Damn, that's like season 2.
2? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how to understand our season breakdown.
I don't either.
Okay. What season are we on now?
Season 8.
Oh, is it just with our year?
I think it has to be.
Oh, okay.
I just declared it, Kyle.
Yeah, I guess we just decided. Let's decide 8 years in how we're doing seasons and do that for the very first time.
I wish that we had done that from the very beginning, though, so that we could every once in a while take a break.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been a smart thing to do. But here we are.
Here we are. None of this is mattering.
No, none of this matters.
We should move on?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We have 100 words this week.
Yeah.
At a certain level of Patreon, if you send in 100 words, I will say them. Kyle.
Mike.
I have 100 words.
Yeah.
And I don't... Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
I read the whole email sometimes and it upsets you.
Yeah, because it's annoying.
But also, it is not clear when the 100 words starts. So
okay.
I have to read the whole email.
Okay.
That's all.
I accept that in this case.
All right. This is from Marco. It says, "Hi, Mike and Kyle. Just wanted to say I enjoyed meeting you guys at the San Francisco show. You guys are so handsome. I've been listening to you for a few years now, catching up on all the episodes. I've been meaning to join Patreon, but haven't because of money issues. After meeting you, I just had to. You guys are worth it. Hilarious, laugh out loud, almost pee my pants funny. I also enjoy listening to the series, bearing your souls to us, your listeners. Thank you for that. Keep up the great work. Love, Marco." Gayish. It's just gayish exclamation point at the end of it. Thank you, Marco.
Yeah, thank you. I guess you can use 100 words to write a nice email to us that then we have to read about ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally comfortable.
Very kind use of the 100 words feature. Yeah. Well, thanks, Marco.
Yeah. Thank you. If you want to use my whole, you can.
Period.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else to talk about?
I don't think so.
Kyle? Okay.
No.
Well, then here's the news.
Shut your mouth hole, it's time for your ear holes. News.
News the first, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's bad and you should feel bad today.
Mm-hmm.
News the first. Just weeks after the UK Supreme Court ruled that a woman is defined by biological sex, the Football Association has barred trans women from playing women's soccer in England. The Football Association, the professional and amateur soccer governing body known as the FA, announced in a statement on Thursday that effective June 1st, happy Pride, everybody.
Oh, Jesus.
Quote, transgender women will no longer be able to play in women's football in England as a result of the Supreme Court ruling last month. We understand that this will be difficult for people who simply want to play the game they love in the gender by which they identify, and we are contacting the registered transgender women currently playing to explain the changes and how they can continue to stay involved in the game. Yeah, just...
So we're they going to have trans women playing on men's soccer?
Well, so Pride Sports, which is a UK organization that works on LGBTQ plus inclusion, said that there are currently fewer than 30 trans women playing women's soccer in England and Scotland, and without incident. So they're not causing a problem, but glad we solved it.
Yeah. That's everything that Republicans are doing for trans people is solving a problem that does not exist because trans women and trans people don't cause any kind of issues, and you're just making them into an issue because you feel like it.
Well, and it was just a couple of days before the UK Supreme Court ruling that they had updated their policy on trans women to allow trans women with testosterone levels below 5 nanomoles per liter of blood for a full year to continue to play. And but then that's out the window now.
That lasted for 2 days.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, fuck you, United Kingdom.
Yeah, fuck off.
I'm glad to get to not have to be the only country that sucks.
It is nice. It is nice so we don't get the brunt of all the jokes, just most of them.
News the second, the president dickbag fuckface asshole continued his attacks on trans women athletes in a commencement speech Thursday at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
That is, why would you spend a commencement speech? Like, we're here graduating. Like, why, what do trans women have to do with this? And why would you, aren't you supposed to inspire us about going off to be whoever we want to be in the world?
I can't imagine him inspiring anybody to do anything.
No, that's true.
You kind of have to like care about other people to inspire them to do stuff.
Yeah.
But based on the like quotes that I'm seeing from this speech, it isn't a commencement address. It's just him rambling on about the same fucking horse shit that he always rambles on about because he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
He was talking about trans weightlifters. And he said, quote, "You look at the weightlifting where 18 years it stands and they have this young woman and her parents are right where you are in the front row and they're so proud of her and there's like 209 pounds and she's going to lift that. The record stood for 18 years. The San Francisco, AL.com, which is a site for several Alabama newspapers, said he then imitated a woman struggling to push a barbell over her head. Can't do it, he said. And then a guy comes along, or a gal, or whatever, a transitions person that comes along. And he was a failed weightlifter as a man, but he comes along, 206 pounds. They put the little thing on weights. He meant weights. And then he goes boom, boom, and breaks the record by like 119 pounds. That's not right. Well, I agree with him on that. It's not right.
It's not right. But that didn't happen.
It didn't happen. He did not name the trans weightlifter. May have been referring to Ann Anders, a trans woman who won the Canadian Powerlifting Union's Western Canadian Championship in 2023, beating a cis woman and breaking a record. But even if true, that's an outlier. There are very few trans women in women's sports. They do not dominate women's athletics. And it just...
yeah, every now and then you would expect one trans woman to win something, but it's not like they're winning everything. It's not like they're disproportionately winning things.
Right. And the narrative presumes that a man can't succeed at men's sports, so decides to just put on a dress and go kick ass at women's sports. It's just not happening.
Yeah, no cis dude is like, oh, I'll be transgender now. That's what'll make my sports career skyrocket.
And no cis dude is saying that they like are pretending to be trans so they can go see hoo-ha's in the locker room.
Yeah.
That's what the UK is all up in arms about because of fucking J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Kyle. Anyway, he's a dumbass and
yep.
He again insisted the 2020 presidential election was rigged. It wasn't. He lost.
He's still on that?
He claimed egg prices have dropped 87% since he took office when they are actually up still.
Yeah.
Claimed gas prices are down, but the numbers don't bear that out. And he boasted of having the most successful 100 days of any presidential administration in the history of our country. And while that claim is subjective, several benchmarks undercut that claim.
But all this is using actual data and facts to contradict what he's saying, which they don't care about.
They don't care. They do not care. They're a cult. They're coming for us. We're all going to die. Do you worry at all about, like, because we have a podcast, which I know it's a real big podcast.
It's huge.
But do you worry at all that like the shit that mostly I say about him would lead us to being put in a gulag in El Salvador?
No, not really. I don't, because I will turn you over so quick.
I know.
If it saves my ass.
Great.
Yeah. You'll be in the gulag. Do you?
Only a little bit.
Okay.
Only sometimes. And then I decide to do it anyway because I think that like
it's the right thing to do.
It's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. News the last,
Okay.
Kyle. Jarek, put her on the list. J.K. Rowling is a nominee for Dickback Face Asshole of 2025. But May the 2nd has been now dubbed Harry Potter Day because it commemorates the date of the Battle of Hogwarts, the event that ended the Second Wizarding War. And that's when Harry Potter and his allies defeated Lord Voldemort. But for Harry Potter Day now, a bunch of tattoo parlors are giving people free Harry Potter tattoo removal services. It's after the UK Supreme Court issued a ruling last month that says that the definition of a woman for the purposes of Equality Act 2010 is biological sex rather than gender identity. And so artists around the country have posted online to offer cover-ups to people who had Harry Potter tattoos. A lot of people got the Deathly Hallows symbol tattooed on the body, and that's this one of the ones that's like people are trying to get removed or covered up, turned into something else. It just, I imagine it's like people trying to get rid of their Tesla too, right?
Oh yeah, you got, or someone that puts a bumper sticker on their Tesla that's like, I don't support Elon Musk, just to try to get it so their car doesn't get hate crimed.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's an ad on Instagram from Hella Tattoos, and it's a boy with a hot back, and his back says "fuck turfs, free Harry Potter cover-ups." And I think this is important. Somebody sent feedback on our Discord thanking me for my soapbox speech about J.K. Rowling. You've got to stop, everybody. But the Instagram post, it says, "This post is not meant to shame anyone for their nostalgic or meaningful connections to Harry Potter. I myself grew up with the stories and characters and have many fond memories of it, but sadly it has become tainted. Her actions are not our fault, and enjoying the content is a personal choice, but it can be in our power to protest. I simply wish to give people a chance to change something permanent and personal if they haven't had the chance or funds to do so yet, should they wish to. While the cover-ups will be totally free, I have a donation attached to this post for any clients who wish to tip or anyone who wishes to donate, which will be donated to Trans Pride Brighton as a way to give back to the community and making something positive come out of this." But
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But her money directly went to this UK ruling.
Yeah.
On gender. You can't. Anything that you do that gives a single dime to that heinous bitch is reached the level of being unjustifiable, I think.
Yeah.
That's the news.
That's the news. Speaking of unjustifiable, we have no new Patreon members this week.
Heinous bitches.
If you want to use Mike's hole,
Use my hole.
like Marco did, if you want ad-free episodes a day early, then go to patreon.com/Gayish podcast.
Yeah, do it.
Do it. All right. Do you want to talk about cruises?
Let's talk about cruises, Kyle.
Why are we talking about this?
Because we're going on a cruise.
We're going on a cruise, and we invite you all to cordially join us.
Yes.
Along with us.
Yes. We're going to go far, far away from the shore together.
Yep.
And
we're going to set sail.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the itinerary too for our cruise and the planning with Derek and Romaine. But gayishpodcast.com/cruise. If you're interested, you can sign up there. Be sure to check Gayish as the reason that you're going. It's a $250 deposit to secure your spot in the cruise that'll be February 7th through 14th, 2027, just in time for our 10th birthday.
Yeah.
Kyle, have you ever been on a cruise?
I have been on a cruise. I went in spring break in college with a friend.
Great. How long of a cruise was it?
It was like 5-6 days.
Oh.
I don't remember this very well because of my memory.
Yeah.
But we went to Mexico.
Great.
Yeah.
Did you fuck?
My friend, my female friend.
Well, just anybody.
Oh no,
No.
I wasn't as slutty then.
Oh.
I got slutty as I got older.
I wish I could go back in time and be sluttier.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I've been on 2 cruises,
Okay.
both with my ex-wife.
Okay.
So it's been a while. Like the last one that we went on, I think was in 2004. It's been 20 years.
Okay.
Easy since I've been on a cruise. So I'm excited to go on this one. With our listeners.
Yeah, I am too. There's like everything about cruises is like all the things I like. It's eating, it's sleeping, it's drinking. I think that's my list.
Right.
There are other activities, I'm sure, but like they have delicious food. You get to drink all the time. I'm going to get the unlimited alcohol pass, and I'm just going to have a great time.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. I know there are some cruise naysayers, some cruise make fun ofers, and I don't understand what they're on about.
Well, okay, you don't?
No.
They're horrifically wasteful.
That's not. No, people make fun of cruises as like it's for old people.
Oh, it is for old people too. But
Well,
like old people know how to party.
Yeah.
And I am old people now.
You're not that old. Yeah.
I am going to talk to you about the history of cruises, Kyle.
Okay.
And so a couple of things. We do have to talk about what a cruise is. Now,
Okay.
don't look at me like that.
I can't help it.
There are still
You brought it
ocean
on
liners,
yourself.
and ocean liners are the origin story of the modern cruise. And but like it's not just for transportation, right? The whole modern cruise phenomenon is the point is to be on the boat. Like the boat is the destination, as opposed to like how you're getting somewhere.
Right.
Now, it does go to different places and you can get off and go do shore excursions or whatever. But for the most part, modern cruising is meant to be a vacation on a place that goes places. But it's large passenger ships used mainly for vacationing, unlike ocean liners, which are used for transport. And it is ocean liners that are sort of the cause. Basically, before the advent of the airplane and modern air travel, if you wanted to get to Europe or from Europe over to the States, you had to go on the water. And so whole industries built up around it. That's why like the Titanic was a thing. Those people weren't on a cruise. They were trying to get across the fucking ocean. But those ocean liners, because it was such a long journey, I think the fastest ocean liner schedule had a crossing in 5 days, but it was, before modern steam engines and whatnot, it could be weeks at sea.
Oh, that's too much.
It is too much. But they did have to cater to their passengers in a way that made it possible to make that voyage. So they started investing in amenities to help pass the time, make sure that everybody was fed. And then, of course, because we have to have social strata, first class versus second class versus steerage.
Yeah, every transportation has some kind of upgraded first class, fancy ass. Yeah, bullshit.
Yep. Okay, so Italy offered a early cruise experience on the Francesco 1. It was built in 1831, sailed from Naples in June of 1833, and that was a 3-month cruise that went to a whole bunch of different places.
You got to be rich if you can afford a 3-month cruise away from work for 3 months.
This is interesting. Yeah, you're super right. And I have heard that because there are medical people aboard on staff, that there are, and our retirement facilities in this country are so heinously expensive that there are a lot of people who retire to a cruise ship because it's cheaper than going into an old folks home.
Oh my God. Wait, this is blowing my mind. They just go on cruises like the rest of their life?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because old folks homes are like super duper 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 expensive.
Yeah, they're that expensive that a cruise is cheaper?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
How can that be the case?
It's crazy, but it's real.
Huh.
Yeah. Now, usually, if they're a rich old person, then they can afford to have like a luxury balcony view or whatever. But like an inside room is cheaper than a lot of retirement homes.
Wow.
Anyway. The modern cruise, though, is typically like a week, although you can get longer itineraries that are up to a month or more. So basically, ocean liners, so cruises were a thing, but they didn't quite look like modern cruises did, and there weren't that many of them, and they were for like largely the ultra rich. Ocean liners, when jet airplanes came in as the way to get across the water, started realizing that like their days were numbered, right? Like people aren't just getting on these giant ass boats to get across the water when they can get on a giant ass plane and get there like in hours instead of in days. So basically the ocean liner trade had a huge crash right around 1960s or so. And a lot of these companies who'd been in operation for decades, hundreds of years, were fighting for their own survival. And so then they made a hard pivot to what we would consider modern cruising. They're like, instead of getting somewhere being the point, let's make it a vacation in and of itself, and let's start advertising it that way. And basically, ocean liners almost completely ceased to exist in the 1970s and 80s. And we see then Carnival cruises pop up as an early example of modern cruise like experience advertised heavily to an American population. The other thing, I'm going to talk about an episode of The Love Boat in the Patreon segment. But The Love Boat was a television series that took place on a cruise ship. It was on the air from 1977 to 1986. And a lot of places that I read indicate that The Love Boat is sort of the reason that Americans became obsessed with cruise ships and cruising. And
wasn't Courtney Cox on The Love Boat?
I don't know. Was she?
Or maybe she was a guest on it or something.
Maybe. We'd have to IMDb that one.
Yeah.
Yes? Courtney Cox was on The Love Boat? This is like this is blowing me away. That like it doesn't seem, the math isn't mathing for me or something. It's like that whole thing about like when the pyramids were being built, there were still woolly mammoths or something.
Oh wow!
Like it just doesn't, like it's true, but
the timeline isn't.
Yeah, my brain doesn't want it to be true.
Yeah.
Okay, so and basically, the cruise ships themselves start to really change shape, like physical, actual shape, in the 70s and 80s as more people do this modern cruising type thing. They didn't need the boats to go as fast, so they made smaller engine rooms. They made the bow a different shape because it didn't need to go through the water as efficiently to get quickly across the Atlantic. And then we also see them just start to like get really big, bulky, fat superstructures, so that there's more space to do more like amenities.
Yeah.
And there's some crazy shit on cruise ships, Kyle. Holy shit bags. There's like casinos and movie theaters. There's gyms. There's
oh God, are you going to go to the gym while we're on our cruise?
I hope to.
Yeah.
I want to. I need to get back to the gym, not on a cruise for a while.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, now there's like bars and restaurants and just so much stuff. There's just so much stuff. Theaters. Okay. Now, when we do ours, we're going to be on a Norwegian cruise line ship, but it is not a gay cruise.
Right.
But I did want to talk about historically the first gay cruises.
Okay.
And it sort of depends on what you mean by gay cruise. So the first gay cruise sometimes gets told that it was in December of 1974, and it's because there was a crowd of passengers that basically 300 gay men signed up for the same cruise. Like the whole thing about like any bar's a gay bar if you bring enough friends.
Yeah.
They like took over this ship.
That counts as a gay cruise in my mind.
Because it was organized to be a gay cruise, and it wasn't exclusive to them. So that's the niggling detail, right? So there were more people on that boat. Can you imagine being like a straight couple? And
you just happen to pick
the one that has 300 gay dudes on it.
Oh my God. I'm overwhelmed as a gay dude at the idea, much less being a straight couple being there. Yeah. Ugh.
Anyway, it was a 7-day Caribbean cruise out of Fort Lauderdale. And it says this one had over 300 men and a small number of women. Most of them were under 35, white, and from New York, California, or Florida. And New York Times did a story on their front page in the Sunday travel section called "The All Gay Cruise: Prejudice and Pride," talking about this. So,
wow, made front page news.
Yeah, before this, gay men and lesbians obviously had gone on cruises, but they were as closeted as they were in the cities and towns from where they came. They often shared space with others as roommates, quote unquote roommates. But this cruise was put together, marketed specifically to the gay and lesbian community. It was organized by the Islanders Club, a gay-owned business in New York. And it had gotten started running weekend shuttle buses to Fire Island. And they're like...
Oh, that's a smart business. Good call.
Yeah.
Good call, gays.
So then they decided, like, well, that's going really well. There's gay money. Let's go after the pink dollar some more. And so then they started organizing this all-gay cruise. But they did coordinate with the cruise line. They let them know. They didn't just like roll up with 300 gay people.
But you could if you wanted to. There's nothing against that.
Right. The afternoons on this cruise were typical cruise ship diversions. They had movies, cooking classes, jogging, bingo, gym time. But they did a quiz show called You Bet Your Aft. And a contestant selected a partner by sizing up the answers given by 3 bachelors standing unseen behind a screen, sort of like the dating game. Bachelor number 2, if you were to suddenly become a great American monument, which one would you be? 1, Old Faithful, 2, Death Valley, or 3, the Grand Canyon? They had a leather fashion show.
Oh.
Anyway, it sounds... It was... They were really doing good at the gay.
Yeah, they were gaying really good.
They were gaying really, really good. But then, so then other people will point to the first gay cruise as being a cruise that took place in 1987. And that was because they got the SS Bermuda Star to specifically block out an entire boat just for gay people. So it wasn't just bring enough friends. It was like this boat, the whole boat, all of the guests are going to be gay. Got permission from the cruise line to market it that way. Took over the whole ship. And it's funny because the SS Bermuda Star was the name of the boat, and they started calling it the SS Brenda Star with 2 R's. Like they called they basically made the boat a drag queen persona.
Oh, that sounds like something gays would do.
Yeah, absolutely. They sailed out of New Orleans in February of 1987 with 750 guests. And then because that was so successful, then we immediately start seeing other cruise lines. Princess Cruises and Carnival Cruises were early adopters. They were first super reluctant to do a gay cruise and turned these organizers down. But then this was so successful that money talks.
Yeah,
and
they turned them down at first. That's kind of shitty.
Well, I mean, it's the 80s. It's like that's the height of like the scariest part of the AIDS crisis.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, yeah, that's the history of gay cruises, and that has led to like Atlantis cruises, which are thousands of shirtless twinks, getting hammered. Yeah. But that's the history.
Okay, so my Gata
me, Kyle.
I have one Gatum.
You have a Gatum.
Atlantis hosts primarily gay men, but women make up this percentage of bookings.
8.
Oh, yeah, 5 to 10.
Really?
Yeah, according to the Atlantis website.
It's magical.
Yeah, so I 10% women? What? Maybe women are like, just like women love to go to a gay bar and they're like, I feel safer here and I get to just party and have a good time.
And all of that eye candy, right?
Yeah. Not a drop to drink. Okay, but what I'm really going to tell you is what's offered by gay cruises. So I was like, what? Okay, a gay cruise. What makes it gay? And
dicks.
Yeah, but there are dicks on straight cruises.
Okay.
So what makes gay cruises gay?
Dicks in my mouth.
Dicks in your mouth. That's a better answer.
Okay, great.
So I read a U.S. news article called "The 8 Best LGBTQ Plus and Gay Cruises for 2025." And anytime they wrote down some kind of amenity or event or something that was gay, I wrote that down so we can keep track of all the gay things. So
I mean, can you just put the word gay in front of all the normal things? Like there's a gay buffet, there's a gay shuffleboard.
Well, that's exactly what I like. There's food there. Well, there's food everywhere. So like, what makes this gay?
Gay booze.
Yeah. Well, booze are kind of gay. This includes Vacaya, Virgin Voyages, Atlantis, Celebrity, and other cruises. Were on the list. So there are yoga classes.
Nice.
That's kind of gay. I wrote that down as my first gay one because that seemed kind of gay.
Yeah, that definitely seems kind of gay. Straight dudes do not really do a lot of yoga.
Yeah.
Unless they're super hippy dippy.
Yeah, that's true. Hippie,
but
bendy
that's
dudes.
Still kind of gay.
Still a little gay because you're still left leaning. A lot of the descriptions of these places said you could form genuine connections with other passengers.
Dicks. Dicks in each other's mouths.
I was thinking more actual relationships and bonds, but
well, so to that point, there is like, you kind of got to be careful because you hook up on the boat early on in the cruise. You're going to see that person around the boat. Like they're not that big. Like,
yeah. And yeah, what if it doesn't go well? Or what if they want to keep hooking up and you just wanted a one-time thing?
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, I have to be more careful when I hook up with people.
I mean, I'm just going to hook up with listeners. So,
okay. I know. But I do think there is something about gay people, like you're able to form genuine connections. I think because you're able to have, like, you have something in common. You have like this shared thing about you that lets you get into some of these conversations, I think, and get a little bit deeper with each other.
Yeah. Dicks.
Hot. Quicker.
Is this also in this, like specifically about gay cruises and how it's like when you talk to a dude at a gay bar, you're pretty sure that he's gay.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to have that awkward, hey, are you gay?
Yeah.
But sometimes you bring a straight guy to the bar and they do have to have that awkward conversation. But because the tide has turned, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are drag queens that welcome you onto some of the ships.
Nice. Which
drag queens, sometimes there are shows with resident drag queens, which that's pretty cool.
Wait, like they live on the boat?
It said resident drag queens. So yeah, I think their life probably is on the boat. There are gender neutral bathrooms.
Okay.
Which that's pretty cool. It talked about having a diverse staff, which that kind of is shitty if they have more diversity in the staff on gay cruises than on non-gay cruises.
Yeah.
You should have diversity on the staff everywhere.
Or maybe it's like the straight white dudes don't want to work on that boat. So
maybe
they sign up for other boats.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I just get a normal boat?
Oh gosh, like I'm sick that week.
Yeah. One cruise had mocktails inspired by the colors of the pride flag.
Okay, well,
which that's just a drink that's a color,
right?
You can yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, so like rainbow, that's points in the gay column. Not real booze, that's negative.
That's negative points, like, for sure.
There's
there's a little both there. Traveling to LGBT friendly countries,
okay, is
something that I would think would be a big benefit because it's possible you get on a boat and go to a country that's not accepting and you don't want to dock there.
Docking's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are Broadway performances
Okay, well.
on some ships.
Yeah. Are there?
That's true. LGBT movies on demand in your cabin.
Ooh. Porn?
I don't know. That's what there's part of me that was like, is this like it
seems kind of porny.
It seems a little porny. Maybe it is like I died and now I'm a cheerleader. What's that movie?
What?
How I Used to Be a Cheerleader. What's the gay cult classic movie about cheerleaders?
Bring it on.
What's it?
So I think I'm a cheerleader.
So I Think I'm a Cheerleader.
I have no
Thanks,
idea what
Derek.
that is.
Oh, I've never seen it, but I know about it because it's a gay cult classic film. But I'm a cheerleader. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there are themed circuit parties,
Great.
which of course there are.
Of course there are.
Do you just have to get a bucket of your drugs in advance because you're like there for a week and you got to like stock up and be ready for an entire week?
And you got to sneak them in because I'm pretty sure that drugs are still illegal.
Do they check your bags though?
I don't know. If I would think if I were a DEA agent, Kyle, I would definitely park at the front of a gay cruise ship.
You'd get your most hits. I don't think they check your bags before you get on. I don't think there's like a TSA for boats. Like,
surely there is.
You think they're scanning everyone's bags?
I also think that like you can't. Well, maybe. I feel like you had to check your bag, and then they would bring your bag to your room.
Oh,
maybe
that sounds fancy.
I think. Anyway, I don't know.
There are unlimited alcoholic beverages.
Yeah,
that's pretty gay.
Get it.
There are companies that donate to LGBT causes.
Oh,
which that's pretty cool. Like to have a gay cruise and then actually like use some of your profits to donate.
Yeah.
And there are pride events and parties. Oh, and one place said they performed same-sex weddings on the ship.
That's fun.
Yeah. There was a lesbian-focused cruise line called Olivia, and it said some of the things it said were folk singers,
oh God,
writing workshops, and other activities, which that sounds pretty lesbian.
Yeah.
Patrick Gunn, co-founder of Vacaya, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Cruise, which is the first all-LGBT travel company in the full ship charter resort buyout sector of the travel industry.
Sure.
That's quite the niche. Said, quote, while our guests love the nonstop entertainment and parties we provide, they're also looking for experiences that resonate on a deeper emotional level. Vacations to a wider range of destinations, more personalized and more attuned to local culture, inspiring our community towards a path of self-discovery. That's a lot for a cruise to live up to, a path of self-discovery.
Yeah, that seems like, I don't know, a little auspicious.
Yeah. A little lofty. Rich Campbell, the CEO of Atlantis Events, says, when we're programming this, we have to think very broadly that we have as many guys in their 30s as we do in their 60s. How do we program for them to make this interesting and compelling and engaging? The good news is all of you still think you're in your early 30s. Which that's pretty gay to pretend like you're still in your 30s and party like you're that age.
I mean,
I feel like I'm accepting that I am in my late 30s, and that's just...
How does that make you feel, Kyle?
Bad. Not good. Yeah. So that's what is offered on gay cruises.
Are you going to be 40 for the cruise?
Yeah.
You're going to be 40 on the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it, Kyle.
Yeah.
On the high seas.
Mm-hmm. Slutting it up.
Slutting it up.
Yeah.
Slutty slut. Well, speaking of being a slutty slut, I do want to talk to you about cruising on a cruise ship.
Okay.
I found this article called "Does Grindr work on cruise ships?"
Oh my God, does it?
Yes.
Oh, good segment.
Yeah, good segment. No, so the problem is that boats have to be like their own telecommunications thing, because they get very far away from the shore where there's like no signal unless you have satellites, and most people don't pack around. Can you imagine somebody with a satellite phone trying to get Grindr to work? Anyway, so like Carnival Cruise Lines though has a $5 per device feature for calling or texting, but also internet. There's a Wi-Fi plan that you can get, and apparently Grindr, if you have your location services turned on so that it is using GPS, then Grindr works just fine on the boat. There are some other tips here though for hooking up on a cruise.
Okay.
One is there's usually a cruise director, and you can ask them if there are any like LGBT specific events that are happening.
It's like you could ask him if he wants to hook up.
Well, I mean, chances are
good. Okay, ask if there are LGBT events. That's smart.
Yeah. You could also ask the ship bartender. A lot of places will have gay night. Let's see. Then apparently among the crew, dating is not just allowed, but it's actually encouraged.
What?
Because they live on board through the entirety of their contract without days off. So hookups are possible in almost any social situation.
Wow.
But it's kind of a like known thing that it's okay to sleep with passengers because we're trapped here like indentured servants.
Wow. That's weird that it's encouraged.
Yeah.
Do you think they just meant with each other?
Maybe.
Or with passengers?
Maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
And then I thought this was, I would not have thought to pay attention to this. There's often a schedule of different meetings, and we're going to have some of those on our cruise, actually, like for meetups or you know, private events or semi-private events, that kind of thing. But apparently there, a lot of cruise ships will have a meeting that says Friends of Dorothy. And there will be Friends of Dorothy meetings on the schedule. And that just means like, hey, come be gay there.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that written out somewhere else too, that's how they might call it.
I don't think I would ever in a million years, like if I looked at a schedule and it was like Friends of Dorothy, oh yeah, I know what that is. Like I would make the connection, but I don't think that I would think to look for that before I saw it.
I wouldn't have thought about that.
Let's see, Kyle. There's a bunch of stuff in here about like before the apps existed, the places that gays would apparently like fuck on cruise ships.
Oh,
like sneak into the engine room, which that seems kind of hot, right?
Yeah, but like dangerous.
Yeah,
I guess that's what makes it hot.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyway, cruising on a cruise ship, Kyle.
Wow.
You can do it.
And I'm going to have to pay for that internet package so I can get Grindr.
Yeah, get that package.
Yeah. Should I tell you about tips for booking an LGBTQ cruise?
Sniffies would work. It's GPS based.
Yeah.
But then does somebody can you set up a thing that moves on Sniffies?
I think you would move automatically.
Like if you set up a pump and dump, though, doesn't have to be like at a location.
Oh, you set a location and then pretty soon that's there. Miles away because you put it down. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Booking an LGBT cruise.
Let's do it.
This is a article on Cruise Critic from 2024. Tip number 1, sail with like-minded community on charters.
Yeah. Gayishpodcast.com/cruise. Everybody.
Yeah. The key operators that do this are Atlantis, Brand G Vacations, Vacaya, Olivia, RSVP, Our Family, and Outbound. So those are some ones to look up if you want a gay cruise.
Okay.
Consider the location of your sailing. Ocean cruises versus river cruises. River cruises allow you to walk directly from the ship into the heart of the town. And it said it's river cruises offer deeper connections among passengers, which I don't know why those are connected. I don't know what about a river cruise would make it more likely to. But anyway, cruise
is it maybe a smaller boat? Maybe
it's a smaller boat. Maybe there's more. River cruises have less, don't have the activities like dining, dancing, like ocean cruises are, but are more relaxed. So maybe there's something about like there isn't a big dance party, or it's not a dinner party or whatever. That I don't know why. But tip number 3: opt for gay-friendly cruise lines for either charter or standard sailings. It did say that nearly every cruise line has a non-discrimination policy that includes sexual orientation, and the staff are usually trained to be inclusive. But cruise lines like Carnival and Disney got perfect ratings on the Human Rights Campaign, the HRC's 2023 to 2024 Corporate Equality Index.
Really?
So there you go. Those are a couple other options.
That's wild.
Yeah. And it did note here that some social events may be listed as Friends of Dorothy.
Oh.
So saw that in multiple places, I guess.
Friends of Dorothy. I know that bitch.
Tip number 4, join gay groups on straight cruises. Tour operators typically offer welcome aboard cocktail parties. They may offer exclusive shore excursions. They may have an onboard host to facilitate activities and socializing. So I think that's what you mentioned about the cruise director.
Yep.
Tip number 5, cruise with the whole crew on LGBTQ family cruises, which my vote is no.
Why?
Because I don't want to be with families.
Oh.
I want to be with little kids.
Okay.
But, LGBTQ families now make up 7 to 10% of the travel industry, according to this article.
Whoa. That blows me away.
That's a good size of our money.
Yeah. I wonder. Okay, here's the thing. A cruise ship for a family, though, like, I'm with you. I don't want that either, mostly because dick's in my mouth. But also, I think, like, it's a good vacation because your kids can't go anywhere. Like, just go crazy, run all over the boat, do whatever you want to, because you're not getting off this thing. Yeah. So
yeah,
go get lost.
Yeah, I don't know. Under this section, I just wrote something about taking your family on a cruise. I don't know. I don't care. So there's that. 6, research your itinerary and consider only visiting gay-friendly ports. Some ports might not be friendly to LGBT travelers, so there may be risk of violence or legal persecution that other passengers. It called them mainstream passengers.
Great.
Normies. I guess they're mainstream. That's true. I think technically. So this is particularly true. Be wary in certain parts of the Caribbean, the Middle East, Russia, and Southern and Southeast Asia. Yeah. And lastly, use the cruise critic community to your advantage. A cruise critic apparently offers reviews of cruise lines and ports, and they have forums where you can look for advice. They have a gay and lesbian cruisers forum, which is not what you'd expect. A cruisers forum is actually about cruising.
Wow. Allegedly.
Yep. So, yeah, those are some of the tips to booking an LGBT cruise.
Well, one of the tips really can be gayishpodcast.com/cruise. I'm gonna talk about our cruise.
Okay.
It is on Norwegian Cruise Lines, and it is February 7th. It leaves out of Los Angeles, and it's with Derek and Romaine, which they're so nice to us.
Yeah.
To just be like, hey, do you want to bring your crazies with our crazies? And we're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. They're very sweet. They're very nice people. We like them.
And it is the Mexican Riviera, which I don't know what I thought that meant, but I don't think we're actually ever on a river the whole time. Oh. But the itinerary is out of LA, and it's on the Norwegian Bliss or the Norwegian Encore. Not sure which. That's interesting. But day 2 is just at sea, so enjoy the boat, get to know the boat, hang out. We'll be doing our meetups and stuff like that. I'm sure. We're also going to be doing our shows from one of the rooms or one of the stages, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
can I edit and post our show while we're on the cruise?
Sure.
This is where I have to buy the internet package?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Patreon will pay for it.
Yeah, thanks, Patreon.
So day 3 is Cabo San Lucas, which I've never been to Cabo, but I hear
haven't
good
either.
things. I think that's a straighter destination of the ones that are on here. But yeah, it'd be in Cabo from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so you can check that out. Then day 4 is Mazatlan, which is I am pretty sure Romaine wrote this. It says, a day of fun and romance in beautiful Mazatlan. Explore the port, join one of our exclusive group excursions, or stay on the ship and relax. Later celebrate Valentine's Day with an intimate dinner for 2, or join Derek and singles looking to mingles aboard the ship. Day 5 is Puerto Vallarta, which that's the gayest of the ones that are on here.
Pretty gay.
So it's only during the day though, like from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I think that like the super duper naked strip club with the shower in it, I don't know if they're going to be open. And I'm so sad. I might try to go anyway.
Okay, during a daytime shower strip club bar?
I'm going to try to find out if that's an option. And if it is an option, I will take listeners with me on a helicoptering tour.
I'm skeptical of this, but support you and your decisions.
Great. Then another day at sea, and another day at sea, and then back in Los Angeles on the morning of Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Cute.
Yeah. So it is it's 15% off the list price for these cabins, and so you just go to the form. It's at gayishpodcast.com/cruise and fill out the information, and then the good people at Derek and Romaine will get you lined out, and the price will include what they call pick 4. If you get it's either pick 2 or pick 4 depending on which kind of a cabin you get, and so it's the drink package so that you can have free booze,
that one,
dining, but there's like, you already have like the buffets and stuff, but you can also do like a fancier dinner situation. Shore excursion credit if you want to do any of the like fancy tours or stuff when we're in a port, and Wi-Fi credit is another option. And then more to come. There's going to be like group activities. We're going to do our show. We're going to do meet and greet and get hammered. I will probably hit on listeners. There will be, if I can swing it, we're going to see some dicks in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Great. Please come.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Yeah. We hope you want to join us.
And because it's in and out of LA, we will go to we will go. I will go. I will take another tour of people to DTLA, to the new Jalisco, which that place is fun as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When, before or after?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. TBD.
Yeah, before.
Okay. Before. That's smart.
Because I'm going to want to go home when we get back.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Anyway, that's the Live Love Podcast 2027 cruise. It's right about our 10th birthday. So be ready to celebrate.
Yeah, do it.
Do it.
I'm going to do an Ask Reddit.
You have an Ask Reddit? Ask them.
What is it like on a gay cruise?
I imagine it's insufferable.
This is posted to Gay by Exertino. And they say, just out of curiosity, what's it like on a gay cruise ship? Is everyone having sex with everyone all the time?
Yes.
Are there any normal looking people on the cruise?
No.
Or is everyone hot as fuck with perfect bodies? Does it ever get exhausting and weird being surrounded by parties, etc.? I'm just really curious. I don't plan on ever going because the sea scares the fuck out of me. But I keep trying to imagine what it's like. And some of the responses, I've done one. It was the best holiday ever. You can easily get away from the mad crowds. Was there sex around? Yes. There were all kinds of men, from Greek god bodies to bears and Speedos.
Nice.
Everyone pretty much minding their own business. But when the sun went down, and I can't say any more without a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess things got nuts. But I think this question speaks to my concern as well. Like, is there anyone that's just like a normal looking person
Right.
that, or is this going to enhance all the insecurities that I have about everything?
Yeah.
And so far, it sounds like there are a variety of bodies, so that's nice. Someone else said, personally, I could never do it. Maybe I'm too modest, but I can't get past people having sex in crowded areas on the dance floor. It seems like an STD waiting to happen.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Take your prep. Take your doxypep.
I thought there was a little bit of judgment in that one that I didn't love.
Oh, well, I mean, there for sure is.
Yeah.
But also, like, if there's sexy time, there's going to be consequences sometimes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just protect yourself.
Protect yourself. Yeah, for sure. Bring your doxypep on board. I went on one, all kinds of men and bodies. It was Bear Week for what it's worth, but still diverse. Not especially cruisy in the public areas. There was a teen area on 2 decks of the stern of the ship that got taken over for the sex club. LOL, no teens on board.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was fun, but I didn't have a strong urging to do it again. Someone replied, dick deck.
The dick deck.
Sure. Okay, this is the one I really wanted to get to. They said, I went on Atlantis cruise last year and did the share program. I was traveling solo and had connected with my roommate maybe a few months prior on Facebook, but we weren't well acquainted.
I thought it was share. Like the share.
I had the share program. That's how you knew I was gay. It's like you have to pick Bette Midler, Cher, or like Liza Minnelli. I had the same preconceived notions in it as anyone would expect when hearing gay cruise, but these are my takeaways. 1, the age, ethnic, racial, and body diversity was very surprising and so refreshing to witness IRL. The marketing doesn't actually do it justice. Which that makes sense that the marketing doesn't fairly, like they're going to put the hot people so that you think, oh, hot people, I want to be around hot people, rather than the more realistic looking people. Number 2, Atlantis does a fantastic job of starting the cruise by highlighting the importance of community and building community while on this vacation by meeting strangers and just saying hi. I feel like if the Atlantis team weren't so invested in this aspect, the cruise would feel like any other gay microcosm where superficial cliques would form, but this didn't happen in my experience. They also have amazing programming geared at building community by making friends or more. So that's nice that they have community and events and set up at the beginning the importance of our community, I think even more than on a regular cruise ship.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder how effective it is. Like we have to take this person's word for it maybe, but
yeah.
Like, I don't know. When you're getting on the ship and they're like, hi, I would be like, no. Like, it'd have to be done right, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It would have to be done right. Number 3.
A drag queen would help.
A drag queen for sure helps facilitate. Number 3, by design, the ship is so large that it's a floating city. You will get what you were looking for. Is there sex and cruising happening all the time? Yeah, but it's not everywhere. If you are looking for it, you'll find it easily. If you want to party and not partake in extracurricular activities, you are still able to have a blast doing other vacation type activities. So I think that's also important of like, this is kind of a pick your own vacation type of vacation.
Yeah.
You can make it what you want it to be.
Yeah.
Number 4, at one isolated with gay people is an experience I'd never experienced in my life before, and it was so freeing to be on vacation and not have to worry that my Speedo might offend a family, or to see an attractive man and not have to go through the mental gymnastics of qualifying them first before approaching felt amazing. It was a glimpse of what it probably feels like to be straight every day.
Yeah, that's true.
To not have to just have one, that's like the nice thing about going into a gay bar,
right.
You know, like, or going to a gay event or during Pride. It's just like, it lifts that one kind of anxiety that constantly exists there, squishing our brains our whole lives. Then you just don't have to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, do I seem too gay? Is he gay? If he finds out that I'm gay, but he's not gay, is it going to beat me up? Is it like, no, just you get to assume, you get to be as gay as you want to, and you get to assume everybody else is gay until you find out otherwise.
Yeah. Let's see. they ended by saying sex is often synonymous with anything involving a bunch of gay people together, but that's not the highlight or overwhelming occurrence of a gay cruise in my experience. The videos online really don't capture the breadth of experiences available to you on a gay cruise, which is nice. Someone else, another comment, the last comment I'll read is they just said the hot tub looks like egg drop soup.
Oh no. Ew. I hate it. I hate it, Kyle.
Yeah, that's us credit.
Jizz. Yeah.
In my booty.
Well, did we do it? We talked about cruising.
We talked about cruises.
Talked about our cruise. We talked about things.
Tips for cruises. The first gay cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Should we ahoy off to a break?
Yes. Choo. I don't know.
Let's take a break.
This is the part where Mike and Kyle take a break.
Are we back?
We're back.
We're back.
From our cruise.
Yeah.
Yar.
It was great. We had the unlimited drinks package, so
Yum.
nummy.
I'm going to do our Gayest and Straightest.
Yeah, you're going to do that.
So are you.
I'll probably join you.
Yep.
But first, local gay bar review. I forgot that I was going to do that. Now that I've got a bunch saved up.
Okay.
I want to talk to you about UK in Osaka, Japan.
Ooh.
And it was smaller, which a lot of bars in Japan are tiny, but you could like maybe fit 6 people here.
Wow.
Boyfriend immediately had one of the Japanese men ask him how big his dick was. So
okay.
like, because there's definitely a like, I've noticed in Japanese gay culture, there is a like the big dicked white dude is a trope. Like they just assume that we all have giant dicks because like we're white. It's a thing. Anyway, and then there's boyfriend tried to order a drink out of a bottle of Maker's Mark, and but the bartender, who didn't speak English, got in a fight with him because he said, no, you can't have it. And it was, I forget how it worked, but basically you can park bottles at Japanese bars, and he was trying to say that one is owned by someone else. You can't have that. But he explained it very poorly and multiple times referred to the manufacturer's symbol, which was how the app was translating Maker's Mark. So he kept talking about the manufacturer's symbol. You can't, the manufacturer's symbol, this or that. And it was a hilarious mistranslation of Maker's Mark, manufacturer's symbol. Anyway, we got a creepy, like, you're not supposed to be here vibe, 1.5 dildos.
Fair. That seems fair.
Our website is gayishpodcast.com.
We're on social media at Gayish Podcast, or you can go to gayishpodcast.com/contact to get a link to our Discord or our Facebook group.
Our hotline, you can send us text messages or leave us voicemails, especially if it's your gayest or gayest and straightest. God damn it, Kyle's 5855-GAYISH. That's 585-542-9474. Standard rates apply.
Our email is gayishpodcast@gmail.com.
And our physical mailing address is Post Office Box 19882, Seattle, Washington, 98109.
We got a package.
We got a package. Show it to them. There. See? Yeah.
It's flat.
It's from Cook and Mathis. Is that a company? Is that a...
I don't know.
Okay.
Let's find out.
What's in there? Ooh. Oh, it's our book. I should have included my address. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. What's happening? It says, okay, it says Gayish number 1. There's envelopes in here. This is an escape room. I think we're... To Gayish from that guy. A gift card. A gift card to the Elliott Bay Book Company.
Oh, cool.
That's super nice. Gayish number 2. From that guy. Oh, it's another gift card. Okay, I guess it's three gift cards, one for each of us, maybe. Oh. I'm so confused. Let's make sure that that's what's going on. Yes. So 3 gift cards, one for each of us, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
To Elliot Bay
That
Book
would
Company.
that would be logical.
Hello, Gayish, the podcast that failed English because it kept spelling cum, C-U-M. My name is Adam. You can also call me that guy. That guy. I live in PDX, that's Portland, and could not make it to one of the live shows to have my book signed. Everyone has a thing, and mine is to have the author sign their books. So I concocted, one of you wanted to see cock in that word, this plan. Enclosed as a self-addressed and prepaid envelope, I ask that you sign or inscribe. You may make it dirty because no need to live a short life. I also included 3 $20 gift cards to the Elliot Bay Book Company in Seattle. I know time is money and felt it was only right that I pay you. I would like to apologize for my spelling and grammar errors because this typewriter does not alert me when I make an eros. Thank you again for what you do for the community and my ear holes. Adam, that guy. Last name redacted. And his
Wow, he really did type this on a typewriter.
he really did type it on a typewriter. If you want us to sign your book and send it back to you, you can be like that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Adam.
Thanks. Yeah. That's really sweet. Yeah, we'll sign it.
Yeah, should we sign it now?
No.
Okay.
We should sign it after.
Okay, great. We're going to sign it later.
Yeah.
It's time for Gayest and Straightest.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Okay.
The straightest thing about me this week is all of the mulching I did, which sounds like a sex act. It's not. It's literal mulch.
Yeah.
Put out in my vegetable garden.
How'd that go?
It was excruciating,
Oh,
backbreaking.
yeah.
But it's done now, and I think it's pretty.
That's nice.
The gayest thing about me this week is that when I went to the hardware store, I was pretending to shop for mulch for far longer than I was actually shopping for mulch because of the muscle ass that was in the garden department walking around. That boy had booty shorts on and was caked up. It was magical.
Nice.
Yeah.
My gayest is that I bought some new jeans this week. Mm-hmm. And my straightest is I did that because I have a hole in my current jeans and have been wearing these jeans around even with the hole for quite some time.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
My thighs.
I get it, man.
Yeah.
Same.
We have a listener's gayest and straightest.
We have a listener's Gayest and Straightest.
Hi, Mike and Kyle. This is Marco Redhouse from Sacramento, California, calling in with my Gayest and Straightest. Last week, my husband and I attended a kink conference, and our straightest is that we helped the vendors unload their merchandise from their vehicles at the beginning of the conference, and at the end, we helped them load them back up into their vehicles. The gayest is that while we were loading their merchandise back up into their vehicles, there was gay music playing, one of which was the Wicked soundtrack. So a bunch of gays singing to Wicked. Yeah, that's pretty gay. Keep up the great work. Love the podcast. Looking forward to the next episode. Bye.
Well, got to use my hole and get a Gayest and Straightest in the same episode.
Yeah. And if only there's a third thing that we could have offered, then we could call it a hat trick.
Yeah.
I don't have a third thing.
I don't either.
Okay. Yeah. Carrying heavy things is often a good straight thing.
Yeah. And the number of times you said load, that's like also gay.
Also kind of gay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Marco.
Yeah. Thanks, Marco.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks to everybody who listened to this. Thanks to everybody who's going to come on the cruise.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who's not going to come on the cruise.
Well,
You're okay. Also, thank you to our super gappers. Thank you to Locomotive, Simon Srirachi, Kaylee Adams, Kid Oliver, Kobe Gordon, Squaggle, Pip, Andrew Bugby, William Bryant, John Crawley, Yost Osel, Jonathan Montanius, Forrest Nail, Steve Duckless, Explosive Lasagna, Michael Cummington, Thomas B, Dusty Sands, A. Coleman, Chris Cacciatorians, Jerome York, and Cian and Javi. Thank you for your support.
thank you for your money. That's it. This has been Gayish from the Chris Cacciatorian Studios. I'm Mike Johnson.
I'm Kyle Getz. Until next week, be butch, be fabulous, be you.
See you next week.
See ya.
Let's see.